Yo, what's up guys? Welcome to Year 7 NAPLAN Tips and Tricks, Chapter 1, Part 4. If you haven't seen my other videos on Year 7 NAPLAN, I'll put them in the top right. Let's get into the video. Question 16. The table shows the fixtures for 6 football teams on Saturday. If no match ends in a draw, which of the following is possible? Okay, so let's see what's impossible. Let's say that Team A played Team B, and Team A and Team B, they both won, right? Or they both lost. That's not possible, right? That's not possible. Because two teams playing each other can't both win or both lose. Because that's just, well, unless they end in a draw, or it says if no match ends in a draw, very clearly. So let's see the first option. Teams A and F both win. Now that would work because Team A plays Team B and Team F plays Team E, which means that they're not playing each other. So we know that A is the correct answer. Let's look at why B, C, and D are wrong. So B says Team C and D both lose. So here we can see Team C plays Team D. And this goes with what we said earlier. They can't both lose. They played each other. So it can't be option B. Option C. Teams A, D, E, and F all win. So it's looking fine for the first two, but then for the last two, Team E played Team F. They can't both win, like we said before. So it can't be option C. So that leaves option D. Let's see. Teams B and C are the only teams that lose. So we have to pay special attention to the only, because that's very important, okay? You gotta really read this question well. So here it says they are the only teams that lose. So Team B and Team C. So that's right. But because it says they're the only teams that lose, that means no one lost from Team E and Team F. So that is a very tricky one. You need to make sure you're reading the question properly. And because it means no one won from Team E and Team F, it can't be D either. So the answer is A. Teams A and F both win. Question 17. A class had a cake stall. They sold 100 cakes for $7.50 each. What is the total amount the class made from the cake stall? Okay, so they sold one cake for $7.50. And because they sold 100 of them, we have to times that by 100. So, we know that when we times by 10, we move the decimal point to the right one place. But we're timesing by 100, so we have to move it to the right another place. So that means that the decimal point goes here. And because the decimal point's at the end of the number, it means that it's just 750. So, $750 is the answer. Question 18. Liam had a leaf. He reflected the leaf to the right across the dotted line. He then rotated the leaf 90 degrees clockwise. Which of these shows the final position of the leaf? So I had to use a little bit of editing to get the stages of the leaf in because I couldn't draw them. So this is what you do in the exam. So draw the stages of the leaf. So we can see that here it's getting reflected across the dotted line. And here it's getting rotated 90 degrees clockwise. So I'll just explain what clockwise is quickly. Right, so here's my oh so beautiful clock. So because we know the hands of a clock go this way, this is clockwise. And the hands of a clock don't go this way. So that makes this way anti-clockwise. Now if this menu will stop playing up. Ah! There we go, I finally got it. That was so annoying. Okay, so this way is clockwise, and which means that this is our result. And we can see that this matches up with D. Question 19. Tim wants to buy some clothes. The table shows the prices of the items he wants to buy. Tim estimates the cost of these clothes within a range. Which of these gives the correct range for the cost of these clothes? So this is a question about rounding. So let's round these prices to the nearest 10. So $97.50 would become $100. $119.95 would become $120. $12.95 become $10, and $142.89 would become $140. So if we add those up, we get $370. So let's see which one of these ranges $370 fits in. So with the first one, the biggest amount it has is $320, which isn't enough, so it can't be A. With the second one, the biggest one it has is only $350, so it can't be B either. And we can see that it's C, because 370 is smaller than 380 and bigger than 350. So the answer is C, $350 to $380. And it wouldn't be D, because 380, the smallest amount, is too big. Question 20. Jane and David had identical chocolate bars. David ate 7/8 of his chocolate bar. Jane ate more of her chocolate bar than David. What fraction of her chocolate bar could Jane have eaten? Okay, so let's draw this out quickly. So 1/2 is less than 2/3, or 2/3 is greater than a half. We can see that 2/3 is made by adding 1 to the numerator and adding 1 to the denominator. So if we keep going, we get 6/7, which is one of the options we can see. So let's keep going. And now we have 7/8, which is how much of his chocolate bar David ate. So it can't be 6/7, because that is smaller than 7/8. Let's keep going. And now we have 8/9, which is option C. And we know that this is the correct answer, because it is bigger than 7/8. So the answer is C. Let's see why the other questions aren't correct. So, we can immediately see that 8/10 is 80%. And if we look at 7/8 and we convert that to percentage, if this looks confusing to you, don't worry. Even a lot of adults can't do this. So if you'd like me to do a tutorial on how to convert fractions to decimals, leave it in the comments, and if I get enough requests, I will do that. So we can see that 7/8 is 0.875. So if we put that, we can see that if we convert that to percentage, that would be 87.5%. Bigger than 8/10. So it can't be option D. That leaves us to check option B. So we'll convert that to decimal as well. So 7/9 converted to a fraction is 0.77 recurring. Recurring decimal goes on forever and ever, which means that if we kept writing it, it would go something like this. And forever onwards. This sign over here, this is called a vinculum. Now, the vinculum means recurring, and we know what recurring means. So if you see one of these signs, don't fear, you will know what it is and how to deal with it. So 0.77 recurring converted to a decimal would look something like this, which is smaller than 87.5%. So it can't be B. So that is why option C is correct.